It's got enough tension there. That actually works pretty good. Alright.
Man.
We got our camera hanging on a pole right now.
Are we live?
We are live.
Oh crap! Did you just? I thought we were like viewing before we went live.
No, we are live.
Hi everybody.
Live from downtown. In this almost feels like New England weather. So,
Hello, Governor.
New England, not England.
Sorry. Wrong continent.
Anyways, what we want to talk about is how podcasting can help your business.
You just kicked off your podcasting again, correct?
Yes, I'm trying to revamp my personal brand. I've got a topic this week that I'll end up. Step up this way, so I'm talking next to you. It's like, hey, how's it going back there? But yeah, it's not necessary for Evergreen Business. Obviously, I'll talk about some elements about Evergreen, but yeah, I want to podcast like 5 different things, but we'll see how that goes.
Including this show.
Yeah, I mean, technically, you can consider this a podcast. Mm-hmm. It's a weekly show. It's on the video format. Next year, we're going to try to refine so we can start doing audio. And what will help out with that is once my studio is up and set and ready, that'll help out that side of stuff. So that's kind of like what we're waiting on.
You need to be blogging that way more often than you are, because I've only seen one video.
Because that's all we've been able to do so far.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't want to get on
reaping on you. Bang! You
no.
should be making more.
Once we can start doing more, we'll definitely we'll add some more content about that kind of stuff. But we're trying to work through all the permits and all that fun stuff, all the hoops you got to jump through to get going.
Dothan, if you're listening to this, you guys, I have some choice words. Let's put it that way.
It's not easy, and there's not many resources out there that tell you like this is what you're going to have to do once you buy a property. Which honestly, we're thinking about just making a guide ourselves, and that could be part of the process of the content that we talk about.
Totally should.
So because there's a lot of information that we wish we would have known when we got started, kind of stuff. But anyway, it's like
certain people at the city don't know who the other people are, and then you're trying to get something signed off. But hey, I'm not speaking from personal experience. Did we freeze?
Had a phone call try to come through.
Oh no, Facebook.
Come.
If you're watching this, please let Bane and I know if we're still working. Man, let me see.
Yes.
Hey guys, technical difficulties sometimes with the professionals, and you never know what's gonna happen. Hang on. Yeah, we're on your page, right?
Yeah.
Look at that, you popped right up.
Okay.
Oh, hey, it looks like we still are running. Okay. We are. We sure are. That must have been.
We had a
those of you
pause for
listening,
a second.
Yeah, those of you listening to this on the podcast are gonna be really confused as to what just happened.
But I mean, you recently started podcasting too. And that's been going pretty well, right?
I am over 19 episodes deep, over 200 minutes of content in the podcast. I'm sorry, over almost 200 minutes in podcast, almost 200 minutes in content, over 200 hours have been listened to, and I'm listening to it in 2 different countries.
Nice.
So it is pretty nice. And I have an affiliate program in my podcast with ads. Mm-hmm. So I made a little bit of money. Nothing to retire off of, right. But it's income.
So what's the purpose of doing that? For why you're doing it?
Well, one, none of my competitors do it. So standing out, proof of concept and work. If I'm telling my clients to do certain things, I should probably be doing them myself as well, and show proof of work that like for example, my specialty is Google Ads. I run Google Ads for companies here, and so I run my own 2 e-com stores online, and I run ads for them. I run ads, and so I should show proof of concept, like, hey, if this works, look at what I've done for myself, what I can do for you. So my podcast has been great. Also, it's for me to, on a personal note, break out my shell, because for those of you that listen to this for a while, I sound funny when I talk. And so it's the truth. It is. And so podcasting was the last thing I did, not because I didn't have ideas, because I'm embarrassed by the way I sound. So it's been
the
something.
more you do it, the more you start to kind of one, you get more comfortable on camera or how you sound,
Mm-hmm.
and also you just kind of learn how to word things and how to present yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the as far as like the cost involved, like what's the overall cost of what it takes to get your podcast done?
Nothing.
So there's resources out there like I like to use Anchor.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great free resource. They push your podcast to all the different platforms. So Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, all the different platforms that you listen on.
10 different platforms.
Yeah, it's like ones that I've never even heard of at times.
Mm-hmm.
But they push it out there, so it's free, which is great because hosting can get expensive at times. Then also, just like recording wise, what are you using to record with?
My phone.
So obviously that's not free.
No,
but
my phone does. Your phone does cost money.
Most people have a smartphone of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
Most modern phones have pretty good recording capabilities as far as audio and even video goes.
Yes.
So podcasting wise, a lot of times people just think about just the audio aspect about. I can't talk to audio aspect about it, but you could also do it as video. So which is like what we're doing is very DIY. It's not very
you wouldn't
cleaned
call it
up. It's not like
I wouldn't say it's not professional, but it's not edited or cleaned up or things like
yeah.
that.
We just like to go live, and this is more so for the purpose of having consistent content every week.
Mm-hmm.
But for podcasting and stuff, it's like there's so many different ways you can do about it. I personally like the ones that go about 45 minutes to an hour long. I like to listen in my car and things like that. But there's different ways that you can do podcasts. You could do short form content, which could be a podcast.
Yep.
So even if you don't think that you can have an hour long podcast, there's definitely ways that you can talk about a subject that you care about. I mean, just like in grade school when you learn how to write. If you can, this is the concept that I use across the board for a lot of creating content. You have an opening, which has like 2 or 3 main subjects. Then you have your main talk, and then you close it out.
Yep.
And that you can keep it as simple as that.
Actually, okay, I lied. I did invest in my intro and outro. If you listen to my podcast, it's very professionally done. And that intro and outro probably cost me $80.
And that was Fiverr.
Mm-hmm. Through Fiverr.
So inexpensive ways, and really, we were just talking about this before. You can make podcasting as expensive as you want to make it. Like you can invest in
pretty nice equipment out there.
Yeah, there's some great gear out there that you can get, but there's also some inexpensive gear that you can get. Personally, I like to use what's called a Blue Yeti microphone. It averages about $100 to $120. You can find them on most electronic stores, Amazon, Walmart, all that kind of stuff. And it sounds great. Like I love the way it sounds. It's plug and play, really easy to use. Destiny Aller, a friend of mine, she started a podcast this last year, and that's the microphone that she uses. It works great for all kinds of purposes. Like you could actually step up your Zoom call game using something like that anyways. It can sound great versus just using your phone. So anyways, we just kind of want to give you some tips and some ideas, maybe inspire you to get going. If you need some ideas, or if you've been thinking about doing a podcast, let us know. Evergreen actually has editing services, so even if you don't know how to edit, you can send those projects our way. We can edit this for you.
There is, I would say this with the Anchor app, it's not 100% user friendly. There is a little bit of a learning curve around it, but
it's almost like
usable.
If you know how to write a blog, like from a website, you should be able to put together an Anchor thing, because it's pretty similar to that.
If you've done that, you should. For someone diving into it, I definitely look up a couple of YouTube videos and play around with it for a bit. And I probably put 2 hours of time just playing with it, trying things out to where I got comfortable using it to now I can produce a podcast fairly quickly. And I record my podcasts live, so if you guys want to tune into those, it's not anything consistent, it's random when I do it. But if you want to watch those on my YouTube channel right now, you can see me setting it up, and I talk through the setup process when I do the podcast. So if you guys want to kind of follow along and see what I'm doing, that might be a little bit of a help to get your feet wet.
Yeah, that's cool. So last question for you, like as far as time frame, like how much time does it take to create one podcast?
30 minutes.
30 minutes?
That includes research and development. Now, I'll throw in this little trade secret. Some of my podcasts, I did not write myself. I hired a ghostwriter to help me out with them. One of the main reasons I did that is because I do have a speech impediment. Obviously, I do have a speech problem, and so I can't write words very well. So I did hire a ghostwriter to help me along with them. I gave her topics to help me out with, and she works with me on them. So maybe each podcast might cost me $3 to make if I really had to like quickly narrow it down of investment. But it's paid itself back already with sponsorships and exposure. I've gotten business off of it. Yeah. So it's really more than well paid itself over.
Yeah, it's rewarding. So that's cool. Again, if you have got questions about podcasting, let us know. Like exciting news, like once my studio is up and running, we've got a lot of renovations to get going and stuff like that. Hopefully you can hear me over the sirens, but and hopefully whoever is okay as well. But we're going to have a podcasting station, so even if you don't want to invest into the gear, you'll be able to rent out space to be able to come in and get that recorded. Also, we can help produce it. So
and it's worth it from a from the SEO aspect. Podcasts are searchable on the Google search network.
So indexable.
When there's a certain way you have to load them to your website, but when they're done correctly, they will show up in search. So, when you search something, you'll have the results, you'll have videos, you'll have tweets about it, and now you'll have podcasts about it. And Google will allow people to play your podcast from the search network. You don't have to go to your website. You just hit play and it'll start playing. Yeah, very cool, very interesting. Very good for
one of the things that I've discovered about podcasting throughout the years is like because it gets spread out through so many different avenues, like you end up it's like that whole it's not a funnel, but for like a word picture kind of idea. Here's your podcast, your business idea. You're going to have all these different avenues to get to that idea.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. Again, we'd love to talk to you if you want to do some podcasting. Let us know what you think, and if you have an idea, let us know, and we'll help you out. Like we want you to succeed. We get fulfillment, we get enjoyment, but it's also we just like to see people get their ideas out there and be able to make a difference in whatever way that you need to. So.
Any announcements? We didn't have any announcements.
I don't think there really is this time around. It's kind of
a New Year party happening or anything?
I know like a lot of individuals are going to be doing New Year stuff, but there's not like a downtown one this year.
Okay. So, side note, we're still looking for a sponsor. If anyone wants to sponsor our talk show, we'd love to talk to you.
There's different ways that we can get that done.
Yes, because we do offer a lot of free content, and if someone wants to sponsor, help us out and keep the content free, that'd be great.
All right.
Bye.
See you later.